First thing we have to do is get ourselves some yeast. A teaspoon of dry yeast in 2 cups of warm water. And you might want to make sure that the water is warm, not hot. So it's finger warm. Too hot will kill the yeast. So now that we have our water and our yeast, we can take this and put it right in this bowl. Put it right in the bowl. Okay. Put that aside. So let's put all of the Caputo in our bowl. Okay. And I tend to do this with one hand, John. Well, your hands are clean, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So here is our all-purpose, and here's our salt. So first, let's just mix this around with our hand. And we'll know when it's right because it'll start to form a ball that we can take. Put your hands in a little water, and that'll help you. So you want to get this into a nice ball.
You make it look a lot easier than I am here, Marie.
Well, you know, I mean, how many years have I been doing this? So, yeah, that's it. There you go. Okay. Then once it's not sticking anymore, you just put a little bit more flour down. And you just start to knead this. And if your hands start to get sticky, a little bit of water. Okay? The other thing you could do is put a little bit of olive oil on your hands. And then I'm just rotating the ball every now and then. Picking it up. Okay. Now, once we have that, we've got to let this dough rise till it's almost double in size. So John, now we're going to put some olive oil in those same bowls that we had our made our dough in. So put a little olive oil in there. Okay. And now we're going to take the dough, take it with your bench knife, lift it up, and plop it right in there. See? Then you want to just turn it in the oil. And once you do that, you'll notice how much easier it is for you to just move that dough around. This is just, the olive oil is there just to lubricate the dough and actually give it a little bit more flavor. You want to cover the bowl. Cover the bowl. And you want to put this in a warm place just until this is double in size. Okay? So John, let's show them the risen dough. Look at that. See? It's much lighter. Look at how fluffy that is. Look. Now, what we want to do is put a little flour on your board again.
Okay.
And we're going to take this out. We don't want to flatten it too much. Just kind of let it roll out of there. See? Look how fluffy. Fluffy. So a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
The choice is yours, whether you want to roll it or you want to spread it in the pan. But I think you might like spreading it in the pan easier. Okay, so there you are.
In the pan, or should I spread it here?
It's up to you. But you're going to have to lift it then. Don't press down too much. You may want to come back to this, put it on the dough, put it on the paper, and then come back, stretch it a little bit more into the shape that you want it, round or however you want it. But as this sits, it's going to relax even more. So you'll be able to stretch it. If you want to use a rolling pin, you can. But if I just let this sit here, I'm going to be able to stretch this dough out to whatever diameter I want. But you see how it springs back a little bit, so I know that. So by using your fingers, excuse me, instead of the rolling pin, you're going to save those air bubbles. So John, here is our tomato sauce. Look how beautiful that is.
Gorgeous.
10 minutes.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous? Okay, 10 minutes. And the garlic is still in there whole. You could put that on the pizza if you wanted to. So remember, you want to have the right ratio of the toppings to the dough. So you don't want to overkill this. So I take a spoonful of the sauce, I put it right there, and then I just kind of swirl it around. I don't want to over sauce this. See? Go to the edges, kind of like that. That's enough. All right, so now you do yours.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if
I'm
you
gonna
want
use the garlic.
Use the garlic. So now we have our sauce, and it's smelling like Grandma's house, right?
Yes, it is.
It is. And now we're going to use fior di latte. Now, if we were in Naples, they would be using a buffalo mozzarella. This is a fior di latte, which is a cow's milk, because buffalo mozzarella is something that is made around Naples, but it should be eaten on the day it's made. It's that delicate. It's a spun cheese. It's a mozzarella cheese, which means it's a fresh cheese. So we put on some mozzarella, and then we're ready to go. But we have one other thing we need to add, which would be fresh basil, because a margarita has the tomatoes, the mozzarella, and fresh basil. But if we put this on now, it would just fry and get brown. That wouldn't taste very well. So what I like to do is just before this pizza comes out, I give it a dash of some fresh basil, and the heat from the pizza just kind of wilts it down, and you're ready to go. So let's give it just a tad of olive oil over the top, just a little drizzle, and some for you.
Thank you.
And my oven is on at 500 degrees because that stone had to be preheated. And John's oven is on at 425 degrees because he's cooking it in a pan, but I'm going directly on the stone. So here are our pizzas, and now to the oven.